welcome to GM Talks. I have good news. I just won a closed Grandmaster tournament with 6 out of 9, the Kronborg Chess Open. And this is the exciting part. I did something special this time. Before the tournament, I went to a hypnotherapist and was hypnotized to play well. I was sitting in a chair, I was talking about it. I said I had these problems with my chess, that I sort of lack confidence, I lack guts. When I'm better, I try to win, but when it's equal, I said, okay, a draw is good enough. I still had some of it in me, but at some point during some of the games, I felt like, well, I'm gonna play for a win no matter what. Also, I'm always been a walkabout player, and I was better at sitting at the board. Not good, but better. So I think this hypnotherapy might be the key to chess. So what's it all about? Well, she talked to me for like an hour, where I was sitting in a chair with closed eyes and so on, and tried to install this mindset into me, sort of reframing my whole idea of how I play chess, and all these, well, all these defeats that you have in your body, is trying to get rid of them and just remember that. So and then I had this mantra I had to repeat for myself, something like I'm a strong grandmaster, I am without fear, I'm courageous, I am a winner, something like that. And a lot of times it sounds corny when you do it, but it probably helps. And then I got this sound tape for when to sleep, and so I had earplugs in, and she talked to me for like a half an hour before. I never finished it because I always fall asleep. And at the, well, I managed to win the tournament. 6 out of 9, no defeats. And I had 5 blacks, 5 draws, so I was strong with white. Let's see the first win. It's against Jakob Pajeken from Germany. Strong I am, probably gonna be a GM one day. And this was the second round. So I play d4, knight f6, and this was surprising because I thought he played the Queen's Gambit accepted, and I had prepared something for that that I wanted to play, and suddenly I didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't have much time for the preparation because to be honest, I misread the program. So I thought I was going to play another player in this round. I thought I was going to play the Norwegian player. So I was prepared for the Norwegian player, but not for Payne. And then I realized, oh no, I'm playing Yakob. And I ran out to my car because we were playing 2 rounds a day. So I didn't have my computer with me. And I didn't have my computer with me. So, and I ran out, just looked a little bit. Okay, I say the Queen's Gambit accepted is what he usually does. I prepare this. This is fine. And then he plays e6 and okay. So I decided, okay, I'm just gonna chicken out. If he doesn't know, if he usually plays with d5, he probably prepares something against London without e6. So I thought this was being clever. Then he played h6 immediately. I've never seen that move before, but I really faintly remember that this is being popular in a lot of openings recently, that black just plays h6 and says, okay, I don't have problems. I'm just avoiding the damn pin on g5, even though I put my bishop on f4. So kind of, okay, I said, okay, if he can play h6, I can play h3. So this move is not gonna win the bishop pair. c5, e3, knight c6, and I realized, okay, if we just go normal, he is benefiting from h6, h3. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna change the tune here a little bit. I'm just gonna find another way. So I decided to play this little weird cunning move. The idea is basically to get Ragozin kind of set up. You sound confused, but I'm going to show you in a little while. So d5 normal, and here's the point, knight c3. So I'm putting it here. I didn't want it to allow take and bishop b4. That's why I play a3. a3 also have the oops, let's say, if he goes to Queen B6 here, then I just go Knight C3 anyway, and he can't take here. This is a known trap with the A3 move in, and the queen is trapped. So this is a little trick with A3. But D5, of course, is natural. Knight C3, Bishop E7. I was going to take on C5 anyway, so it doesn't matter if you play Bishop D6. And take, and Bishop D3. And this is basically the setup where you can do this in Queen's Gambit accepted. I have been doing that a little bit with black, but you can also do in the Rogozin, play something like take here and then prepare this move here. This is and he spent a tempo with this move. We both spent a tempo with these two moves, but this might actually benefit me because there's no Bishop G4. So I was kind of, okay, we get this position, and Jakob is an E4 player, so getting a typical D4, D5 situation on the board against him is probably not bad, and it turned out it worked wonder. So castle, and Queen E7, all natural moves, preparing Rook D8, but more, of course, already threatening this move. And here we see that H6 is actually kind of nice for him to have at this moment. But so I have to play E4, and here he makes a mistake. He has to exchange something. I will have a sort of active Rubinstein French. I think I prefer white, but it's nothing special. But D4, I'm not sure I like this move. Because an E5 natural and Bishop D2. So this kind of setups we often have in the Queen's Gambit accepted. We also have it in other openings, but especially, and it's kind of difficult to play for white, or in this case black, because you basically want to attack in the C file, but it's not so easy to do, and you probably need this knight to go here at some point, and this at the moment there's a total traffic jam, and white has easy play here because he's just threatening to go with stuff here. This could go here, or it could go here, queen to f3, maybe sometime f4 and so on. And all white's pieces are trained toward the king side. And if you get scared and said, okay, I just want to equalize, you can always play c3. So that's kind of the tricky thing about it. Bishop e6 makes sense. This is the right square for the bishop. Knight d3. And already I kind of like white's position. It's nice. I'm getting ready for this move. Queen d7. I don't like that move, but maybe it's okay. I don't know. Natural move would be rook c8 or something, and then queen d8. I think the queen is better on keeping control over this knight here, because when white queen comes to f3, often this one hangs because the knight is also hanging if you take back. So so something like a natural move here would be something like this, and queen d8, and bishop here, going back here, strengthening the king side. This would be definitely how I would play. You could also put the rook on e8. That might even be better. So queen d7, I'm not sure about, because this and pushing the bishop makes sense. It was actually kind of good. Here, actually, I could do something tactical that's quite good. It turns out, I think I played this move. I think I could play something with b5 and knight takes d4 or something. Doesn't look good. I don't get it at the moment. Maybe that was before. Anyway, knight d4 is very natural, and knight e7. And here comes the problem. Queen f3, and here we had what we mentioned before. I'm threatening here. And he has to go back here. That's the only move. I'm running in and trying to get. I was trying to make knight h5 work. I couldn't really. I couldn't get it to work actually. I was really looking at this move, and I think he has to play something like this. But I think he's just in time here. Problem is here he's ready for this move. And something like this, knight d8, queen h4, and here you probably can play bishop e7 and f6, or just f6, and and black is solid, I think, not easy to attack. But knight h5 is a natural move, putting the knight in there, getting ready for this one here. King h8, very strong move, only move, I think, and c4. I was not completely sure this was the right move, but I thought, okay, I couldn't make knight h5 work, I couldn't make knight takes g7 work, and so on. So I decided, okay, let's either force him to take, and I will be probably benefiting from the open lines, or I will have this one here, and basically the only weaknesses I had he could attack was the c file. So okay, he will have a protected passed pawn, but it doesn't matter. This is, you just play around it with the pieces. So he took, he has to, and knight d5. The thing is, of course, this is nice to hit the queen, because the queen is sort of doesn't have a good square, but it's also bad here, the knight, because unless you can do something on king side, it will probably have to retreat. Queen e3, I like that move. Bent Larsen once said to me, when you don't know where to put the queen, when you're attacking, put it on the same square as the black king, then you have double as many checks. So that's a little trick for you. Anyway, I was feeling the hypnosis here, I think, because I feel I'm gonna play for a win here. I'm gonna just try, and of course, it's also easy to play for a win when you are better. And here, and I have nice pieces here, and this one especially is kind of good. This bishop is bad. Rook c8, just put the bishop away. Queen e7, getting the queen out of the d file. That could be annoying, but okay, I just put pressure on here, and he tries to solve tactically, and I didn't think much here. I just said, okay, put all my pieces are good now. I'm always afraid of something, and here he blunders. He played e4, which is simply bad, but of course, here white is clearly better. I don't know how he's going to protect that. He might lose just a pawn, but white is much better, and the whole black setup with queen d7 and so on, it just simply doesn't work. So white is better here. He blunders with e4, and I could just take it. I could also play. I was thinking h4 is kind of strong as well, but in the end I decided just to move the bishop, because it's still hanging, and now h4 is a serious threat. And I might sometimes play f6. Bishop e5 is also natural, but it's losing, and he didn't see that. I just take, and he took here, and here comes the winning move. And you don't need hypnotherapy to play this move. By the way, my hypnotherapist is Jeanette Briam. She's very funny also, by the way, and seems very capable. So if you want, if you're in Copenhagen and want to try hypnotherapy, you could give her a call. I'll put her name in the show notes. I think probably some mental training for chess players is quite in order. A lot of people play worse than they should because they have mental issues with the game, which is kind of natural. Anyway, f4, rook c3, and here I miss a very simple win. I play queen, I don't know, queen e1 or something, but this is actually kind of fitting, because h4 just wins the knight, because knight h7, rook d8, check. And wins. So that would have been the sort of easy way to play, but queen e1 is good enough. And he loses the rook, and try to make some tricks. Check and check, always good. g6, and of course I'm looking at the bishop takes g6. If it works, I couldn't quite make it work, so I just played this move first. And notice that the rook here, the queen is covering this pawn, so there's no knight takes h3 check. That would have been embarrassing otherwise. That's why I played it. And here I just threaten the queen and threaten the queen again. And now it's time to do this. And he resigned. After, of course, if he takes with this one, queen d7 comes and it's checkmate. If he takes here, the king, I don't know if I can mate him, but I just take this one and I'm a pawn and an exchange up, and his king is more or less toast. So that was the end of the game, and I was quite satisfied with this. The other wins I had in this tournament was also good, so they will be here on GM Talks in not so long, because we got fresh games for you, and I'm feeling happy about chess at the moment. It was always nice to win with 1 point to spare, actually. But I was in maybe slight trouble in the last round. Was getting some French structure, and I was much better, but I don't know how to play the French, so that was a problem. But we also probably look at that game in GM Talks. Thank you for watching.